Hey, I'm good. How about you? Hey, everyone. No, it's not windy today. It's windy, but it's like the normal kind of wind and not the kind that blows out people's lives like it was on Monday. Hey. Oh, I'm going to keep it mad 100 with you guys. I'm really tired. So I'm going to read so many stories and then I'm going to just call it. I want to read a personal write in, though. Let's do a story and let's do a personal write in. This personal write in is so interesting to me. It's just like, I'm not really sure if I'm going to give them the right advice. I'm not sure. I recorded it, but I can't wait to hear what y'all think. I know. It was so weird. I had like 35 people, and then all of a sudden, everything just like just blew up. It was insane. Here, Um, let's read. Let's read a normal looking story first, and then we'll read that personal write in. I really want to hear what y'all say about the personal write in. So let's just get started with an icebreaker, and let's read this story called. Hold on, let me fix it. I feel like my boyfriend didn't prioritize my birthday. For his 30th, I threw him a party with all his friends, but he wanted to be with them on his special day. I just turned 30 and my boyfriend didn't even have a reservation to take me out to dinner. I didn't want to party because that's not my thing. The same week was our anniversary, and he said, "Well, you didn't even have a reservation for our anniversary." Fast forward to the following week, and he decided to take me out to dinner, but I asked him on the Wednesday where we were going, and he still hadn't booked a reservation. He took me to dinner, but that was it. Am I awful for expecting more for my 30th birthday, a paint night, a day at the spa? It felt like any other day to him. We've been dating for 4 years now. He's never been a big planner. I'm usually the one that comes up with ideas for an experience that isn't just eating at a restaurant. The weekend after my birthday, when I realized he didn't have a plan for us, was when said I planned a party for you and you didn't plan anything. I mentioned to him that even though I didn't want a party, he could still do something like a paint night. And 2 weeks later, still no plan to do anything for me, just a dinner last weekend. Even for his own mother, he's buying her a last minute gift the day of. We're a medium distance, and my birthday was on a weekday, and he sent me flowers and chocolate. He got me gifts and took me to dinner. Just wondering if I'm awful for wanting more than that because I threw him a party. No, I don't think you're that asshole, or like it's not even an asshole, it's just a relationship advice. I don't know, but I do think that if you expect more, then this is not the relationship for you. That's kind of how I feel about it. What do y'all think?
They said they're medium distance.
Yeah, like how I used to live a little further from you, maybe
Yeah, I
about
feel
20
like if
minutes.
you're long or medium distance, you need to communicate and plan for special events better. You know what I mean? You need to communicate even better when you're not with each other all the time.
I think if you want that, you need to find someone who will give it to you. I agree entirely. Girl, dump him. Trash disposal. Trash disposal. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too.
Wait, they're 4 years together?
Yeah.
Oh no, you need to move on.
Yeah,
You haven't even
nah.
like moved together yet.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that. They don't
Yeah.
even live together or nothing yet. Dang. Also, I don't know. I'm just like he's buying minute gifts for his mother. So at least you're not being singled out, you know? At least he's consistent, I guess. Oh, oh my gosh, guys. I want to bring up something. I know I told y'all I'm a little tired, and but I wanted to bring this up. So I'm bringing this up mostly because I'm gonna post part of this part on TikTok. But um, I want to know when you see people. Okay, okay. Let's just start at the beginning. So the other day I posted a video, and it was about a tattoo, or it was about like a swastika tattoo that that somebody was covering up. It looked like it might have been property damage, but it to me looks like a way to fix a tattoo. And I said that I don't like if it was in fact a tattoo, I don't think you should be able to get it covered up. Like if you're just getting it like, and I didn't say it great. So I said I don't think you should be able to get it covered up, but what I mean is like if you've done none of the work, you don't get to turn it up. You don't get to cover it up. If you've done none of the work, you don't get to pretend that you're not a fucking horrible racist who was bold enough to get a fucking swastika on your fucking body. That's how I feel about it. And I don't think that I said it right. And a lot of people kept coming to me with, like, well, what about people who are forced to get tattoos in prison? Well, Slappa has done a little time, and he and I have talked about this a lot. And I want to invite him to talk so I can post this on TikTok as well. But I just don't agree that people are forced to get tattoos every single time they go to prison. Okay. I don't think that it's fair to lump all those people together. And I also don't think it's fair to assume that people don't have the autonomy to do it themselves. Like they didn't have to, they chose to. So, from one perspective, we have Slappa, and on the other side, there was this guy that I used to know, and he was my drummer's roommate, and he was just like he was like I never realized that he hated me until we started becoming mildly successful in the band, and he started talking like he we started talking more, and then it just kind of fucking occurred to me one day that this dude hates me like big time. This guy hates me, and I didn't know what I could do. Like there was nothing I could do to make him like me. Like he wouldn't like y'all know I scream, I sing, I do all the things, right? And he just fucking hated me, and then it turns out that he was just really racist. So I was the coolest person. I was everything that he could accept in a black person, but he refused to give me anything because he was a fucking racist. But so this guy went to prison because he's an idiot and he did something stupid, like try to break into something, and he got caught. And he ended up joining the Aryan what a brotherhood while in prison.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. They were trying to.
uh,
Come here and talk about it because this motherfucker makes me mad because this guy pretends.
so okay, there's like the Aryan Brotherhood, but that's like a real gang, and they're actually like particular about who they let in, and he definitely wouldn't have been let in because he's a fucking idiot. Um, he was in the woods, which is basically just white guys, just a bunch of white guys trying to be in a gang when they get sent to prison. So, but yeah, it's very racist people. Like, not a good crowd.
Right. So tell us about your experience. Like, um, tell us your experience that you feel comfortable sharing. And I'm going to find the comment in question about it.
Regarding tattoos, no one will force you to get a tattoo. It's unless you're in like um, federal prison. Um, you're not allowed to tattoo or have a tattoo gun. So people aren't just gonna like force that on you. Usually you're gonna pay, and it's like kind of a hassle to like secretively tattoo someone with guards around. It's kind of loud, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The only people who would get like forced tattooed would be like sex offenders
Mm.
who are being done whatever they want done with them, basically. Like, you're either going to pay us money or we're going to beat you up every day and practice tattooing on you, basically. Like,
Mm.
that's the only, like, force to get a tattoo that would happen. And that wouldn't be swastikas and shit. It would
Mm-hmm.
be, like, really shitty tattoos of girls or something. Like,
Mm. Mm. But those aren't people who are like those aren't like a regular average Joe. That's somebody who's done something egregious that even the people in prison said, right?
yeah.
Yeah, like just but also I was like willing to mention that location could be a factor. Would you say that the Texas prison system is any different than anybody else's?
Well, yeah, they're all different. Like, I'd say Texas is like, in terms of like shit happening, is like medium compared to like New York prisons or like California prisons.
Hmm. I suspected that different places had like harsher or more lenient like systems, but I was just still saying that I just don't think it's fair to lump them all together. Like it's not fair to just say that everybody is forced to get one.
Definitely not.
And here's the comment that was in question. So I posted this video and I was like, I don't think you should be able to remove it, right? This person was like, I agree with what you're saying, but I also believe that there are other factors that could force somebody to get a tattoo, such as trying to survive in prison. I can understand a cover up. Um, and I guess their other comment got like deleted
Or they deleted it.
or they deleted it. Then this person says, I totally get the sentiment, but people do deconstruct out of that life. White supremacists seek out young disenfranchised men, and some of them fall for it like cult victims. And then they said, I said, if you are bold enough to get it tattooed on you, it should stay on you. If you do deconstruct, then let's have an open and honest conversation about it. Someone down here commented a lovely thread that I entirely agree with. Basically, they agreed with all of my sentiments and were just saying that they think that they should leave it on their bodies, and then whenever they like go hang out with friends or something, somebody can point it out and they can have an open honest conversation, be like, yeah, I did get this, let me tell you about it, and like then they could be open. This person said, I do understand, definitely trying to be a sympathist, but you could be forced to get that in prison or something. I don't want schmatzis to be able to hide, but I want a pathway to change. Hold on, let me see. Oh, I said totally understandable. They were absolutely manipulated, but they were so. Oh. Isn't there a scene in Oz where a guy was forced to get a tattoo? That's a show. Again, I don't want to be a sympathizer or anything. I respect your opinion and absolutely get where you're coming from. And then they were like, that's understandable. They were being manipulated, but they were also bold enough to. These people's comments are getting deleted. Basically, they brought up a cult, and these people got the person's name tattooed on them, but that was required of them in the cult.
Right.
And I was like, okay, but that's a cult, and that was somebody's name, and it wasn't a swastika. You know what I'm saying? So I was very confused. Anyway, but it says they were manipulated, but they were also bold enough to sign up for it and give each other blackmail material because they were all indoctrinated. But I ended the comment with, I was with you until the prison thing. We've talked about this topic on our podcast, and I just simply don't agree. Those victims had initials forcefully put on them, not schmutzy symbols. They're just not the same, and I don't agree. But I do understand you, and I'm listening. I just like don't under. I just don't agree. This person says, I get where you're coming from, but as someone who grew up homeschooled in a cult, seriously, I used to believe a bunch of evil shit when I was young, but I got out and now I'm not, and I'm now the person that 16-year-old me would have hated and condemned. Change is possible, but I agree it should be backed up with evidence. Everyone should know that the person used to be what that person used to be to monitor growth and celebrate change. And after thinking about it more, I think a better solution to a cover up would be layering like a no sign over the broken X, since that's a clear rejection of Nazis and it's unambiguous. What do you think about that?
I think if you're like a former white supremacist and you have like racist tattoos on you, you should burn them. You should burn yourself on them. If you're really past that and done with it, prove it. Like, I don't think like tattoo removal people or tattoo artists should have to be forced to like cover up your shit or remove it. Like you were serious enough to get that lifelong thing on you.
You know, that's actually a really big like argument it was a big argument on TikTok. Tattoo artists were arguing on whether or not they should be removing tattoos or not. It just seems convenient to have the main hypothetical person be someone coerced into getting these tattoos. I feel like that's not how the majority of racist tattoos end up on bodies. Thank you.
It's not at all.
Thank you. I just don't know how to articulate it well. Like I just don't understand. Like I don't. I know that there's such thing as unlearning. We unlearn all the time things that we were taught when we were growing up. You know what I mean? But who has so much hate within them that they want to get this tattooed on them? Like I just think that's a different breed of person. If I'm being honest with you, I think it's a really big different breed. Is that person's name Naga?
Yeah.
It's following you.
But like yeah, like a cult is way different.
A cult and a hate militia are different, or am I wrong? Nah.
Like a cult manipulates and oftentimes people are born into it and know nothing else.
Mm.
And like that can happen with white supremacists too, like way
Mm.
out in the fucking country.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But I don't know, man.
I just don't think it's fair because it makes these people feel like they're completely helpless. Like they're too dumb to make their own decisions, I feel like sometimes.
That's like the weaponized incompetence stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's really just them like I was forced to do it. I didn't want to really do it. I didn't actually want to vote for Trump, but the economy,
Yeah.
like that type shit. Like, you did it.
Yeah.
That was you.
Yeah. And like the more that I think about that person that we were talking about from our like youth or whatever, he's just a terrible dude and he is the type to go with the flow.
Yep.
Like the only reason I feel like he didn't outwardly treat me badly is because most people treat me really well because I'm like this all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you like me, you will like me in real life. I cry a lot more, but I'm just saying. But like everybody liked me, everybody liked being around me and I liked being around them, but he just found every reason to hate me. You know what I'm saying? So he's really just not a good guy. And I threaten him. I feel like I challenge his worldview too much, and he hates it. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that, and I really appreciate y'all letting me have a little space. And I know this is my fucking show. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But it still means a lot when people are willing to have discussions with me. Like y'all are listening. Y'all are talking back to me. Like somebody said, slap a lore. Slappa does have lore, and it's up to him if he wants to share that lore. But that he does have some interesting lore. I love listening to Slappa talk about his history, his family, his family. They're gonna be on everybody's shit list by the time we're done with like with podcasting and TikToking. Everybody's just gonna have this random family on their shit list for the rest of the earth. Like but no, like he's got a crazy backstory. They're so prideful in their hatred of other people. Stand 10 toes down on it if you go so far as getting permanent memorabilia, and don't act scared once you're forced to face consequences, right? And like I specifically mentioned that in my video that um oh fuck, I'm home.
Yeah, I think if people had to like live with the shit that they do, I think a lot of people would see that and do it that they would do that less. Like if there's actual consequences.
Oh yeah, I was saying that people were having a hard time getting a job or dating. They were having a hard
Oh
time
yeah, I
dating, so they
can't
were
date because I
lying.
have this tattoo.
Because I got this tattoo on me. Why the fuck did you get it? It's like dudes
Go
never.
date bitches who have the tattoo too.
Right. It's
Oh, you
like
don't want them?
it's like the dudes that like want to date liberal women, but they it's like a dude who is only thinking with his dick. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't think about what happens if my wife finds out. What happens if my life blows up because of this? Where am I going to live? Who's going to take care of my daughter? Who's going to take care of my kid? What about my house? I can't afford my house without my wife. Like it's like when you get something like that crazy tattooed on you, it's like sometimes a lot of those people don't think ahead. So if you knew that you didn't want to be single, why would you do that? If you knew that you didn't want a job, why did you
If
do
they actually
that?
thought about anything, they probably wouldn't be racist in the first place.
I suppose you're really
Like
right.
it's like I feel like decisions like that kind of let everyone know who you are to the core, like who you really are. Like you are a person who got that tattooed on you.
Fernie, yes, you are a genuinely good person. On that, I'd be trying. I'm like this 100% of the time. I cry more, and I'll own that. But like, I have no idea why that dude hated me so much, other than I was just too awesome and he was a piece of shit. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for taking space with me and hanging out and letting me read that. Do y'all want to hear a personal write-in now? I said I would do the personal write-in, and I will advise that this personal write-in is a little strange and it's very, very, very long. And I told y'all I'm a little wiped today, and I guess like every Thursday I'm pretty tired, but this is one of those days where I don't know if I can push through till 10:30.
Just
I
one
was
of
like
those
falling
days.
asleep in at my work today. Like I am so tired. But let's jump into the story, okay? Um it is a trigger warning on here. Hold on really quick. There's a trigger warning for racism and blatant disrespect. And it's really, really long, but we're going to try and get through this, okay? And y'all will see it on the Reddit Rainbow later this, like probably tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, so I know I'm not the asshole for holding my brother in law accountable. A few months ago, I decided to plan a surprise birthday party for my husband, 23 male. The first person I reached out to was his older brother. I don't know how old he is, just that he's reaching his 30s. We both came up with a plan that him and all his siblings would fly to California, where we live, and I'm from Texas, a couple days before my husband gets home from deployment. I'd drive down to San Diego, visit some of my family like we planned, and bring him home like nothing is happening. And then once he walks in, he's surprised by his siblings. I thought this was a solid plan, and the oldest of the siblings seemed to be on the same page as me. For some needed backstory, my husband and I have been together for 3 years and married for one in April. After a year of us being together, we drove to Texas so I could meet his family. I felt very out of place the whole time because everyone's white. I had already communicated that I'm scared of being around too many white people at once. I'm Mexican. I practice my culture and speak Spanish. Luckily, I don't have as I don't have a as much of an I don't have an accent as English was my first language and I only learned Spanish because my kindergarten teacher asked if I spoke English and I said no. Anyway, I felt left out and was very nervous a lot of the time. They were good people and was starting to warm up to them until we drove up to Fort Worth where his dad's girlfriend lived. We were down in Blessing. We pull up to her house and her son, who was 17 at the time, comes out and sees me. That very second, he started yelling, "Why did y'all bring this N word here?" My heart dropped and he kept yelling, why are all these N words here? No one said anything. It got worse. We walked into the house and it smelled like something died in there. There was dog shit on the floor in multiple different places and a layer of fur everywhere, even on the dining room table and curtains. When I saw the kitchen, there was a layer of grease all over the counters, and stove and dirty molded dishes were everywhere. I wanted to cry and throw up. No one seemed bothered, and Dad's girlfriend was literally just talking to him. He told her to shut the fuck up and left for a party. What? We discovered that he unplugged all the fridges and freezers in the garage, and what's worse, no one acted phased. They were just sitting on the couches and having conversations like nothing. My dad warned me about these types of people. I pulled my husband, then boyfriend, aside and told him I didn't want to be here and questioned why he wasn't saying anything. He said he didn't know who that was. He had only seen him once before he left the military, and now he's scared of him from what he saw. Ridiculous. I told him that he needed to find a hotel and I couldn't stomach the smell. He asked me to relax for a second because his dad looked embarrassed, and I really didn't care how he looked and how obviously disgusted I was with everything. He needed to feel shame. This is ridiculous. It hit me all at once. This man is a Jerry who's racist by association. I wouldn't put it past him that he probably says the N word behind closed doors. And now I'm realizing that my boyfriend is also fucking spineless. I stayed outside for another 4 hours until my boyfriend begged me to come inside. I wanted a hotel and he booked it for the next night until it was time for us to go. I cried myself to sleep that night on that disgusting couch. And now I secretly hate his family. Not only did his dad get married after we announced our engagement, but it was after two of his sons left for deployment, so the whole family wasn't even there. His reasoning for marrying her was that his youngest daughter needs a female figure. This woman literally yells at the little girl for any small thing, and I was helping her with homework, and then suddenly I was scared by screams in my ear because she told the little girl not to talk while doing homework. And she's here trying to talk to her son who leaves her house. And this was so often, I'm assuming that it doesn't phase anyone. She also has ugly teeth. She's ugly, so it doesn't help. To the present, I texted his younger brother once everyone knew of the surprise to make a group chat. We're all talking like normal, and I read add Bentley, real name. I don't give a fuck. I hate him. Just spammed by one number. I said, don't. My husband doesn't like him. This is true. And I don't know him. Also true. He told me to get over it because he's family and said no again and said that I didn't know him and I wouldn't feel comfortable with a stranger at my house. Plus, my husband doesn't like him. He then responded with me neither and not to pick and choose. And I'm guessing that Bentley is the guy who was screaming the N word. Wait, and the OP. So I know it's like it's giving mixed signals big time. Like it's
So
giving.
they got married before they saw the house or after?
So they were together, and they had been together for a year when they met the family
At the house.
at the house,
And then they still got married?
and then they got married after. Right.
Stand up!
I'm just like it's giving mixed signals. All right. So he was like, "Don't pick and choose, okay?" Everyone else in the group chat was messaging me privately that they also didn't want him to go to the party, but I was pissed because why aren't you saying that shit in the group chat? Once I put everybody into my contacts with the help of my younger brother, I saw that it was this I saw that it was the oldest brother saying this shit. I was trying to be nice just because there's a minor in this group chat, but some words were said by him. Some direct quotes. Me. I don't know him though. Like, I'm going to let everyone stay at my house for however long they want. From the way I saw him leave his own mom's house, it makes me kind of uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, we're going to be on base, and there's a high chance that someone's going to want to go out. And without Jay, third brother, not really involved, he has his own life, there wouldn't be anything you guys could do. And I don't know how he gets down. Him, he probably gets down like any normal kid y'all's age. I'm just saying, include everyone from the family and don't pick and choose. It breeds resentment amongst the brood. Creepy voice. But he's just as much your husband's brother as mine, foo. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, and if he says anything, blame it on me. I'm adding him in 5 minutes, so keep your words or pretend that they never happened. FYI, I live on a military base, and it's semi complicated to go in as a civilian. When he sent me this message, it felt completely disrespectful. He called me a foo. That man isn't a real Hispanic. Another thing, I forgot to mention that their mom was Mexican, but she didn't practice her culture or was even taught to speak Spanish. She passed away some years ago, and all of her kids are white passing and don't speak Spanish or practice their culture. The oldest brother is the only Hispanic look-alike who, again, doesn't speak Spanish or practice his culture. Plus, he comes from a different dad, just the same mom. Another thing that is upsetting to me is that he is texting the way a Mexican speaks in their accent. In the other messages, he was like pedo like and stupid shit like that. Lastly, telling me to keep my words and pretend that they never happened. I fucking hate him. Also, it's giving, it's giving, you're not black enough. You know what I'm saying? It's giving colorism. It's giving, it's giving, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
I don't know.
She's basically saying that they're not allowed to speak Mexican slang, even though they're half Mexican.
It's just racism.
But their mom is half Mexican, or their mom is Mexican, but she didn't practice her culture. But the OP practices her culture. I don't think it's self hate. I think it's like doing anything to separate themselves from the people that she hates. You know what I'm saying? But
Is
but
it
in
people
doing so,
pleasing?
she's like hurting others. It's like your friends catching strays, basically. What do you mean people pleasing?
I don't. I'm confused. I'm just thinking of things people would go along with that for.
Do what?
Like, why would you? I don't know.
You only half listening.
Yeah.
She was saying that the mom who had the dirty nasty house
Yeah.
is Mexican.
Oh. Okay.
The guy who was screaming, "Why y'all got all these ninjas in here?" is half Mexican.
Mm.
And the person she's talking to right now is also half Mexican, but they don't speak Spanish. They are all white passing, and she doesn't really think of them as Mexican, but they still use some of the slang. Yeah, it's like she's gatekeeping culture, which is
Kinda.
which is what I was saying. It's like, but like in doing so, she's like making other people catch strays, or the OP is. I'm not sure if they're what their pronouns are, so my apologies. But like, I don't know. Another thing that so the third brother called me the next day and reassured me that stepbrother wouldn't care to come even if you tried to pay him, that he doesn't care about anything unless it benefits him. Earlier in the messages, older brother says that he would pay for stepbrother to be there. I reminded him of what his brother said, and he reassured me again not to worry. I ended up forgetting about it for a month and a half. A few days ago, I called their dad to remind him to RSVP to our wedding. Yes, I'm married, but I still want a big Mexican wedding. And we got to talking, and I'm updating him on my husband and how he's learning his Spanish to communicate with my family. Then he brings up to the party and mentions that Bentley wants to drive up there, but he hit a curb the other day, so he can't go unless it's fixed. I stopped talking after that and let him keep going. By this time, my husband knew of the surprise and was also upset at the idea of his stepbrother being in our home. The call ends and message my husband about what was said. Then I ask his younger brother if he has any news, and I didn't get a response for 2 days. In the meantime, I text the older brother, and this was the conversation. Me, hey, him, what's up, dude? So he's still using the Mexican speak. I like feel like maybe he's trying to buy into his culture in like the most, what do you call it, like
He's
superficial way.
yeah, it's like performing the like stereotype.
Like people used to accuse me of trying to act black, and I'm just acting like Frenny. Sorry. um so what's the news on Bentley? Him, last I checked he wanted to go. Me, I thought I mentioned he wasn't invited. Him, well, me, what? Him, I'm not in the mood. Me, question mark. He then puts his phone on do not disturb. I told my husband everything, and he also confirms that he doesn't even know him and doesn't want him there. And he told me to cancel the trip if I'm not being taken seriously. Also, you didn't communicate with me about him coming or not. This is literally my house, and don't think you understand that. Husband barely lives here. I run everything, and he'd definitely mind if Bentley showed up. You said he wouldn't, but he would. Clearly, you don't know him as well as I do. He doesn't talk to him when he's home, and he didn't talk to us when we were there. He called everyone the N word and left for a party for us to find the house the way it was. I don't know why he'd even be here in the first place. Husband says it'd be a wasted trip for him, and you don't believe me. You can ask him yourself. I'm not in the mood either. I just want my husband to enjoy himself when he gets home. To which the brother responded, then why the fuck are we going to be there? And then she says, or they say, dude, for your brother, the OP said. By this time, the husband was trying to reach out, but he was ignoring his messages for almost a day. He sent me some screenshots of what was said by his brother. The screenshots are, they cut off, so I feel like I shouldn't, I don't know, it's going to be an odd read. So, older brother, I don't appreciate trying to draw a wedge between people you're supposed to accept as family. If she wants to have a siblings excursion, it should include all the siblings. Don't invite literally everyone and leave one of them out on purpose. That's rude, but put yourself in Bentley's shoes. How would you feel if Bentley invited us all except you, or in the same scenario for me? You'd be pretty jealous or feel like you're not part of something bigger. No, we don't get to see each other often as is, so why take the moment of reconnecting in future spiteful? But a wedding isn't the time to do that. Why do people want to do this shit at weddings? That's what family reunions are for. Oh my gosh. Second screenshot. I get your point of view, but I support my wife on this. I don't know Bentley at all, and he doesn't know me. I don't feel comfortable. Oh, P doesn't feel comfortable with him in our house, and that should be it. Older brother, then I don't feel comfortable with her as your wife. Husband, why? She doesn't like him, and for just reasons. Older brother, she doesn't because you don't. Like, she literally said that he was screaming the N word and left the house like a complete mess.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just glossing over that. She told him that. You know what I'm saying? And he's just glossing over it like he doesn't even give a shit. She doesn't. So the older brother, just glossing over that, says,
she doesn't like him because you don't like him. If she doesn't actually want the whole family around, then she's not, I don't know, because it cuts off. Trust me, I didn't understand the last message either. My husband didn't send me the whole conversation, so that's all I have. The first screenshot wasn't the whole message from the older brother, and the second wasn't the whole message from my husband. I'll eventually go through his phone when he gets home to see what was said. Needless to say, my husband was very heartbroken from the fight he had with his brother, and I'm sure he was crying too. So I kept trying to cheer him up through messages the rest of the night, but I was crying too. I was very affected emotionally and physically. The next morning, my stress was so bad, I had tummy problems. This usually happens with stress. Sometimes it's worse. When I was younger, I'd get seizures if I stretched too much. This morning, I woke up to the message from older brother. Sorry, I forgive you. I'm just not going to make it this time. I hate him. I blocked him on all my social media minus his phone number just so I can see the messages when I need them. And I told my husband before that he was going to plan his own thing behind my back, and I was right. I pointed out that he doesn't value seeing him unless it's under his own terms. He acts like they grew up with stepbrother their whole lives and doesn't see you as an equal. Some more info on him is that he's been institutionalized. What were we just talking about? And when I met his family, everyone kept saying that we need to be sensitive with him because we can never know what's going on in his head. I took that in mind, but with the words he was using and seeing how spineless these people are, I came to the conclusion that he just knows how to manipulate them to do whatever he wants and get his way. I'm sure this is the first time anyone has ever held him accountable with the way my parents raised me to be critical of myself and others not to be scared of standing up for myself whenever something bothers me. In the years I've been with my husband, I've sort of helped him learn to do the same for himself. He sees that I'll be at my parents' or any other family member's neck if I'm ever made fun of or if he's made fun of for his name. It's unique. I know he isn't perfect, but I saw that he fights for me the way I do for him, and he's been learning Spanish and learning to cook traditional meals to help me rest whenever he's home from the boat. Is the year I've lived at my house. He's only been home for 4 months, and this should be his last deployment, and that's why this wedding is so much later. I don't know what's going to happen, and if older brother and or stepbrother is even going to show up. I feel like they made their own plan for him to show up to humble me. My own parents don't even like to cross me. I'm a sassaholic. They know what I stand for, and even if they disagree, they respect it. One last thing about the elder brother. He says no one talks or sees each other until they're all together, but that's a lie. Sure, they don't see each other often, but my husband is on the phone with him daily, and it's often talked about how he tries to reach out for the older brother, but he just doesn't answer his phone or messages. The last day I was with my husband, he kept having to take breaks from us because his older brother wouldn't answer the phone, and my husband just wanted to say goodbye. He doesn't get internet when he's gone all the time, so the fact that he's had clear signal these last few days is like a treasure. If it wasn't for all this, we'd try to text each other as much as possible before he's gone for another week. I know it's long. I'm sorry. I don't know who to talk to right now. My FAFSA at school doesn't cover mental health counseling, and my brother's wife recommended I take magnesium supplements. Is that something? Thank God I've been able to breathe without my chest hurting, so that's one good thing. Oh, if it's helping. Plus, my husband asked me what to do with those two if they decide to come. You hire security. And I said to direct them to a hotel and that we'd take the kids. I don't know. And then one last comment. I do understand that being institutionalized is a serious situation. I know I've worked with adults in rehab homes. Oh, okay, so not prison? To me, it doesn't matter what you've gone through. I'm not going to use that to define you. I'm going to treat him the way I'd treat anyone else. I feel like it was a little insensitive for a moment, but still, he intentionally disrespected my husband and I. The way everyone was explaining it to me was that we can't tell him anything because he'll have a mental breakdown over anything. So I just don't know how to explain it. I just hope it doesn't come out wrong. It definitely came out wrong,
So
but
the
that's it.
institutionalized, it could be any institution, anywhere like a mental hospital, foster home, prison, you know. the military. It's just anywhere where,
Yes.
you know,
OP's husband is a reformed Jerry. I
mm,
wouldn't say they're reformed. I say it's a work in progress.
it could be just anywhere where um, you get, you know, three hot meals in a room or a bed, and it's like you have a routine, and if people have been doing it for like years, that's like what they do, and they don't like to like get through being in a mental hospital for that long or jail for that long. Like you kind of you get institutionalized. Like it's hard to go back to the
Oh, I
real
see.
world where things are different often, and you have to adapt, and you have to, you know, decide what you're gonna have for dinner. It's not just given to you.
Hmm.
It's not as scheduled and regimented.
Hmm. There's an update. I just got it today.
Oh damn.
Um, real quick. I'm not trying to be mean, but I feel like a lot of that was not needed. And I felt like maybe you just needed to vent really. And it low key kind of felt like a trauma dump. I'm not going to lie to you. Because if the question is, um, how can I get my FAFSA? Or how can I make sure these people won't come to my wedding? Is the big question, and I don't think all that backstory was really needed. But at the same time, if you got to vent, you got to vent. So I'm glad that she found that she was able, or they were able. I'm pretty sure it's a girl. Hold on. Oh yeah, pronoun she her. Got it. But I'm pretty sure that everything is fine. I forgot what I was talking about. The ice like shook my brain.
Sorry. I'll
Uh,
stop giving you ice in your drinks.
no, stop it. Keep doing that shit. All right, so there's an update. So update 1 week later, his brother ended up just telling my husband he wasn't gonna show up. He already said that though. He told you that. When my husband had that chance, I told him that he should talk to his dad, and all he said was that me and older brother got into an argument, and that was at. I was so frustrated hearing that I cussed him out. After I cooled off, I apologized and asked why he said that, and he said he doesn't go to his dad for things like that other than me. He would go to his mom when she was still alive, and that also kind of frustrated me because how are you not able to talk to your dad when things are happening? But this is also the same dude who apparently like unplugs refrigerators and leaves people at home without food. Isn't that what we were told in the first one? And also, you know that your husband doesn't stick up for like things the way you want him to. I don't know. It's like, do you like your husband?
I know, like that was kind of like she
I
cussed him
know.
out.
Yeah, like I don't know. It just sounds kind of mean. Um, my parents know so much about what happens in my life. All I need to say is I have to tell you something. I don't want advice. Then he went to bed because of the time difference, and his younger brother called me and let me know his boss wasn't going to let him take off since he works in the fields and harvest will be up when my husband comes home. I told him what had happened, and he asked if we could go to Texas this year, and they'd come to us for the wedding, obviously, to make it even of us going there and them coming here. I told him I'd think about it and that I knew my husband would want to go, but I'm too uncomfortable with everything. And he told me he'd straight up buy both of our round trip tickets to be able to see us and assured me that literally no one thinks of me the way the older brother does. And he was also thinking it was weird of him to step up for our step brother. No one likes him. I told him I'd think about it and ended the phone call. When my husband woke up the next day, we called and talked more about everything, and he kept bringing up the fact that he thought his older brother would understand and he wished he knew him since older brother feels like a stranger to him now. We both have our own theories as to why stepbrother would show up. My husband thinks he wants a free vacation since we're in California. That didn't make any sense to me because we don't live on the coastline. But people think Texas is just Dallas. Like, I literally have cousins who straight up thought that Texas was just Dallas. So it's not surprising that somebody would think California and think everybody had a beach. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know. I just feel like OP is being really condescending, but maybe they're being condescending because they hate these people. Like, all right. Um, they could easily Google where we live and see that there's no coastline. Mine was that the older brother wants to humble me. Third brother told me that stepbrother wouldn't be convinced to go anywhere unless it benefits him. And he said he'd be willing to bet money on the fact that you wouldn't convince him. Older brother said he was willing to pay for him to be there after I consistently told him no. Since my husband doesn't like him and I don't know him, I don't want them in my house. After looking at everyone's comments, here's what I came up with that could have been their plan. Older brother was going to fly with younger brother's siblings, and while he's getting here, stepbrother already started the journey on the road trip. Since it's a long way, he leaves the night before. We pick up siblings and see no stepbrothers, so we don't suspect anything. Once we're back at house and everything is settled, he's there. He gets a phone call and he needs to be escorted. So what do? He drove all the way here. He needs to rest. So we have no choice but to bring him in because, look, he drove all the way here. Funny, if that happened, I'd volunteer to get him and just leave with my car to my mom's house an hour away and spend some family time since they appreciate my company. I had already overlooked all the possibilities of what could possibly happen and had a plan for every outcome. We only have one car, so my husband would be stuck dealing with however way older brother reacts when they realize I'm not bringing him in. If we didn't see his ugly side, we would have seen it then. And that's the end.
So, why does everyone hate the stepbrother?
Sounds like he's just a piece of shit.
But the older brother is like not doing shit with the family.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't hate him.
I think that there's... I think that...
Oh, she's in the chat.
Nice. I think that... I really don't know.
Ask her.
I mean...
Clarifying question.
OP, I'm not gonna lie. This story has me having a lot of questions. I'm just a little confused, really. I can't think of... OP, I'm gonna be so honest with you. Sometimes the way you talk about your husband, I'm asking some questions, but that's okay because it sounds like he's trying. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'm a little confused. On how these people... I'm just a little confused. I'm not gonna lie. So these people, y'all are gearing up to go to the wedding, but these people say that they're not coming, but they're pretending like they're gonna come just to mess with you. It sounds like. I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a really antagonistic relationship between all of them. Really, it's weird.
I'd say that none of these people need to be around you at all. I would just cancel whatever you're planning. I would, because it just sounds mad
Or
stressful.
not worry about them anymore.
Yeah. I would just say stop worrying about these people, like, period. And also, why did you cuss out your husband? Why did you cuss out your husband after you he told you about his dad? Why did he say that? OP. All right, y'all. I want to hear what y'all have to say about it. All right, good. Because I think that was too much. It was too stressful. Those people weren't trustable, and they sound terrible. Honestly, it sounds like you're feeling like you don't really know. I wish I knew what I was trying to ask you. Basically, I feel like right. Basically, I kind of feel like you hate all these people, including your husband. I'm not going to lie to you. It really kind of reads that you hate all these people. But I know you don't. Because obviously, you wouldn't have married your husband if you didn't care for him. And you said yourself that he was showing that he was trying. You know what I'm saying? It just reads like sometimes I feel like you hate these people like a lot more than you're leading on. What do y'all think? What do you think? It's a lot of resentment.
Oh, it's been canceled.
No, the party's been canceled,
Yeah.
not the wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding is gonna be magnificent.
Good. Fuck them people. I think you just going forward need to just cut the drama out. Fuck these people. Like if they either want to be in your life or not, you got your own family going. You don't need to stress to bring more people in.
This will be posted either tomorrow or Wednesday or Saturday because I need to read the update. He only told therapy please. He only told him that I fought with the brother and that I'm not his and not his stepbrother wasn't invited and that his older brother went behind my back. But I thought earlier in the story you were saying though that the father was like terrible. Who unplugged the refrigerators? Was that not the father? He sounds like a narcissist. I think you literally said narcissist. Hold on. It said there was dog shit on the floor. There was a layer of grease everywhere. No one seemed bothered. And dad's girlfriend was trying to talk to him. He told her to shut the fuck up and left for a party. Oh, the brother did. We discovered that he unplugged all the fridges and freezers in the garage. What's worse is no one acted phased. They were just sitting on the couches and having conversations. And then said, okay. And the dad was saying that he was getting embarrassed. Oh, what did you expect? No, I got it. I'm sorry. But like, what did you expect though? I feel like you know the answer, but I feel like if you're really worried about those people like coming to your wedding, definitely want to hire security for the party. But if you truly believe that they won't be there, then I believe it. Oh man, stay away from these people though, because me and Slappa, we have zero contact with these people because they hurt us more than they loved us. They hurt us so much more than we gained. And maybe hopefully your husband will recognize that if he is a Jerry who's trying to be better, then hopefully he can see that is it worth it to be to all to open myself up to get hurt? Is it worth it to be hurt constantly by my brother that I don't even know, but is going out of his way to be a piece of shit to my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it worth it that if you ever bring a child into the world, that like you're gonna be trapped on base with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it to be trapped on base with a newborn baby and then like realize that your funky ass like in-laws are trying to come in? And I know the answer is that you won't go get them, right? But at the same time, why bring that drama to your house? Why bring that drama to your base? Because you know them people be talking. I had people who were in the Air Force, and all those girls did was talk. All those girls did was talk shit about each other. You know what I'm saying? So you know that they finna talk, bro. I just don't think it's worth it. I think you should go no contact with all those people. For real. For real, for real. And I hope your husband understands that those people are only going to hurt him. This whole he only sets up time to hang out on his terms. That's so manipulative. And why are they, now that you're here, why are they trying to do a family reunion at your wedding? A wedding is a busy time. We're dancing, we're partying, we're like drinking, we're signing documents, we're taking our wedding pictures and stuff. A wedding isn't the place to be conversating. Like, the guests conversate, the bride and groom don't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get to eat when I got married the first time, and I had like I had a beautiful wedding. I want to marry Slap so bad. I'm so jealous. You know what I'm saying? I want to marry this man. I want to not eat. I want to be so tired of smiling and congratulations.
Man, I am eating at my wedding. You got me fucked up. Because I'm going to pick my favorite shit and I'm going to eat it.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to pick it for everyone else to eat it.
Yeah. It's my party.
Yeah.
It's my party. No, you
It's
funny.
my party.
And I'll cry if I want to. Eat if I want to.
Eat if I want to.
You would eat too if it happened to you. I hate you.
Oh, God, we both forgot, but they were moving.
Yeah.
Get out of my head.
No, this is my head. All right. All right. I want to hear what, when I post this, I want to hear more of what people are thinking. I will say that I was a little confused, but I think the big question is just keep those higher security, keep those people out of there. And then if any, and I did ask if anybody has any like ideas about like FAFSA or like any mental health remedies, like what can we look up? What can we look up so that this person can find some help, some low help, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a great thing for this story. Like, the story is full of hurt and anger, and I think you should go low contact. No, I don't think low contact. I say no contact. What do you think?
It sounds like you need to go no contact, but I'm not sure. Not everyone can just do that. So definitely cut back.
Definitely. Because it's convenient to them, and I don't like going to Texas to visit. And that's why everybody was on board with my husband, was excited. He's going to have to choose. It's only going to get worse. Oh, well, I'm invested, so I can't wait to see what happens. And then I'm sure I'll be sharing this in the Discord as well. Or, you know, people respond in the Discord, so they'll tell you more as well. And I'll post on TikTok if you want me to as well. All right. All right, let's keep going. I'm tired. I'm so tired. But I got a couple more in me, okay?
2 more. That'll be about 10.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See? That's what I'm talking about. Like, when is enough enough? You said y'all aren't safe. Please think about your future kids, right? And then it says his dad is. They are weird, right? That's really what it's. Hell yeah, they're weird. But this person says, his dad. Oh, it's OP
Also, I
says.
just want to say, future kids, think about your future kids. Do not have them right now, especially with your guy in the military. He's gonna get crazy.
Why?
Right now,
Yeah, why?
Trump literally just like threatened Greenland and Panama. They said we're gonna take the Panama Canal back.
Oh.
Like that ain't happening easily.
Oh, man. Oh, man, I didn't think about the deployment and, like, actually getting deployed into battle.
Mm-hmm.
And what is, like, the Panama Canal is water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he works on boats.
Mm.
Mm. Well, you know, like, military jargon for works on boats. It says his dad is supposedly buying us a house. This is what I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. His dad is supposedly buying us a house, but he won't even give us $2,000 for the wedding. Yes. Okay. They said trying to get out of the military right now.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Install cameras around your house. BlackRock bought it. Panama Canal Port. Oh, wow. Crazy. Oh, my goodness. I didn't even think about that.
Selling promises.
Right. I wish I could buy a house. Shoo, man.
Who knows,
He only got $3.
man? Well, that's a good start.
I mean,
Give it up, old man.
You know what's like something that we were like talking about the other day? We were like, you know, it's like fucked up. Like we're mad poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we are richer than a lot of rich people in the sense of like there's people in Frisco who like live in McMansions but they don't have money. Like they don't have cash. They don't have debit cards. They don't have like they only have credit. Only credit.
Everything they make goes back into their debt.
Yeah, everything they make goes back into their debt. And then they make more debt by using their credit cards. Yeah. And like I'll never forget my dad telling me that you'll be richer than the person that you covet.
And that's like how like in our 20s we always had friends who were just like traveling and flying places. We were like, how the fuck are you doing this? And it's like, oh, it's debt. It's a bunch of credit cards.
Yes. No.
She was going for it. Where's that bottle?
She was trying it.
Man, get some new chairs and you gotta be just get off, like on guard.
Come here.
She run.
I got a cake. I went fishing and got a feline. Ooh. You can always go through the builder. Ooh, that's a good idea. That's how my parents did it. They like went through Vision Homes before it was like I think they went under because the houses that they built in that subdivision were built over a river. So they went bankrupt. I know, right? I went and chased her down. She's like, I feel like she's got mixed feelings about these chairs because we're definitely like, no, ruin this chair. Because you should see my chair. The back of my chair is insane. Like, it's like I'm sure if you have cats, you already know. But like, this chair, I want to keep it as long as I can. And then I'm going to buy a cover. Because as soon as she starts coming for it regularly, I'm just going to buy a cover. I bought my home last year with Lennar. Oh, nice. I like keep seeing ads for Lennar. Talk to us about that in Discord, please, because I would love to know how to go about getting a fucking house. Because if they raise my rent again, I'm going to be homeless. Mm. I'm hoping, like, we still have the chair, both of our chairs. So we're hoping that she's just going to go to town on them. We're just going to have them for guests whenever we have, like, patio parties and stuff like that. So hopefully she just won't be interested in our chairs. All right, guys. Y'all want to hear Ooh! She was coming.
She got my jacket.
Oh, dang. She was trying.
Give me that spray bottle. Ridiculous. The things we have to do.
Right. All right, guys. I have a question. I'm kind of about to end this because I just have I have a big headache. I want to know, do y'all want to like go live sometimes and just vibe out like we're doing right now? Like we're smoking, we're hanging, we're drinking. Do y'all want to just hang out sometimes and do this? And it would be like low energy for me, especially because next week I'll be in office, and next week is also Slapa and I's like anniversary, and so I might be a little MIA next week. I want to know, do y'all want to like somebody asked if we can just do makeup one day, and I just got like, hey, you have returned. But somebody asked if we could just hang out and do makeup, and I think I'm tired, and I would love to. Yeah, I was wondering also if like let's get in Discord soon, and let's talk about doing a game night, or where we like have a show plan or something. Maybe we can like watch Wicked together. Well, I don't know if I got a good copy of Wicked actually, but we could watch like a dumb show together. Like I could just like go live sometimes and just show y'all what I'm watching on WCO, like in Discord. Y'all just let me know. 313, ours is 314.
Nice.
Nice. It's a good time of year, right? This is like a really good time of year. People be sleeping on March, man. March is a great time of year because not only that, have you ever heard the superstition that like if it rains on your wedding day, that means your wedding is going to be blessed? You know what I'm saying? Like my Slappa and I, it fucking stormed and rained all day, and then as soon as we got married, the sun broke through. And then as soon as we went to dinner, and then when we went home, it started raining again. It was crazy. It was like, oh, look at you. She looks mad, bro. She looks mad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Hey, our anniversary. Yes, I enjoyed this. Yeah. On the 10th. Aww. Look at us March kids. Our little March kids. Oh, okay. You guys, oh my gosh. TikTok made me do it. TikTok made me do it. You guys. Do you see this? Do you see this? This is all shimmer. that white one, it's gonna be so awesome. It's gonna be worthless. This palette is gonna be so worthless because it's gonna be like because it's not a palette that you can just build a look on. You know what I'm saying? It's an accent palette. So like I'm never gonna use like I this palette's gonna last forever because I'm never gonna use it. Like hold on. Give me this green. You see how it just like stays in that one place. It doesn't like blend out. Oh my gosh, it's pretty great though. Ooh, I'm such a hater. What's Ooh, let me try that pink. Ah, boo. Give me some of that pink. Come on. Boo. Oh man, and it came off so easy. All I did was just psh, psh, psh. Okay, okay. Let's try this blue one. Let's try the blue one. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know I love the color blue. Oh my god. Mm. Mm. Oh my god.
So you bought that on the TikTok shop?
Yeah, I bought this on the
So
TikTok
can you,
shop.
like, tag it in your videos now?
Oh my god, I think I totally can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it out. Like, this is not a palette that is for building a look by itself. It's definitely an accent palette. It's definitely an accent palette.
You can just throw it on all your looks.
Yeah, like seriously, because I use like all of those colors. Oh my gosh, yes, yes, it was so good. But anyway, but yeah, I'm super hype. Salapa got a Pilates board.
TikTok got me.
Yeah.
Too many booty shots.
Yeah.
I had to buy it.
But all right, cool. But yeah, try NYX glitter primer.
It makes it stick.
Oh yes. Oh okay. I got it. Understood. Let me write that shit down. Actually, let me write that down. Actually. Excuse me. I need to write something down. Yeah. For the glitter. Note to self. All right, cool. All right, guys. I'm going to put that, I'm going to keep that and I will play with it later. Next week, let's play. Let's play. Let's watch Harley Quinn and let's play in makeup. Okay? Sound fun? And we still made it to almost 10. Oh my gosh, it's so shiny. I'm gonna see. Okay, cool. Hold on. Oh my god, they're so... Oh, that was a different color.
Dang, that's crazy bright.
Okay. We can watch Harley Quinn, the cartoon, and we'll play in makeup. And if it doesn't allow us, then we'll do it on Discord. And if that doesn't allow us, we'll do it on Twitch. So make sure you're following me. Make sure that you're everywhere. That'd be really fun for me. And then I'll be sure to, when I get home, because I will be in office next week, I'll be sure to do a clean face, and y'all gonna see me bare face and like a bare face. Rah, 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 rah. Anyway, anyway, and then we'll hang out. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Also, I'm probably gonna put out a message on TikTok that I might not go live on Monday because I'll just be too tired. I already know I'm
Just
gonna be
call
fucking tired.
everything off next week.
Yeah,
Okay?
but I want to do this one though.
You want to do Thursday?
Yeah, we're gonna do makeup and watch Harley Quinn.
Okay, that's chill.
Yeah, that's really fun. And then I don't have to look up stories, and we could probably record low energy after. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see about it. But all right, guys. All right, I love you guys so much, and thanks for dealing with me and everything, and thanks for playing around and being good people. I just really want to say thank you all the time. Thank you so much. Say bye, Slappa.
Bye.
Bye. Night, guys. See you next week.